Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Econo-Mía. I am Monica Martinez, LEDC's Communications Manager. With me today as my co-host is Nicole Andoni. Nicole is the Program Coordinator for our Empowered Women International Program. Bienvenida, Nicole.
Hola, Monica. I'm so excited for today's episode.
I'm so excited to have you as my co-host for today. Today's guest is someone who turned her side hustle into a formal business. Christie Gilkes is the owner of Sweet Intuition, a dessert bakery serving up remixed classic, global, and island flavors. Christie's love for baking started from a very young age, but it was not until September 2019 that she decided to take her side hustle to the next stage by enrolling in Empowered Women International's Entrepreneur Training for Success program. Earlier this year, Christie held the grand opening of Sweet Intuition's operation out of a commercial kitchen in Frederick, Maryland. Welcome, Christie. We're so excited to have you on today.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here. So be with you guys.
So, Christie, you are originally from St. Thomas, U.S. Virgin Islands, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And what prompted your family to move to mainland U.S.?
So I'm actually unsure of that. I'm going to say that maybe for a better life. My parents were in their late teens. And my dad came up here first. He worked and then he sent for us. And then that's how I became familiar with the DMV region.
Did you have any expectations of what life would be like in the U.S.?
I was a toddler when I came up, so I didn't really have any expectations. Whatever your parents choose for you is what is going to be your path. So you really don't, traditionally you really don't have a say so. Even though the kids are different these days, they don't have a say so. So yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the story of a lot of children of immigrants. Where you come here from a very young age. It's your parents who come here and you come along. That was at least for me. That's my experience as well. So I can relate to that.
Yeah. So Christie, what do you think contributed to your passion for baking?
What contributed to my passion for baking was, just being around family that, they baked for recreational purposes, and some of them that was their job occupation. So I had my mom, she would enjoy making these delicious cakes. And then, when I was younger, my dad, he was working in a bakery. He does general contracting now, but he worked in a bakery. And then on my mom's side, I had an uncle and he was a baker. And for me, as I got older, I didn't even want any birthday cakes. I just wanted his tarts. Send me the pineapple tart or the coconut tart or the guava tart. That's what I want. I don't want a birthday cake. I want a tart. And then to my knowledge, like I said, my grandfather, he had, a hand in baking as well too. So that influence was pretty strong in our family. So we have a lot of people that are practical and have practical careers, doctors, lawyers, nurses, and things like that, or entertainment, or they are creative. And then, in their recreational time, they utilize things like baking or other things like that for their decompression.
I think by the end of this, I'm going to have to go out and get something to eat. Just talking about those tarts.
Yes.
Was there a specific moment in your life when you realized baking could be more than a hobby?
So it's always been a hobby. The specific point when I realized that, it was potentially more than a hobby and a side hustle was when I became a mother while I was in college, and I separated from the dad, and it wasn't the best situation, and I just wanted what was best for my child and myself. So I separated from the dad. I'm still in college trying to finish this nursing degree, and I am trying to get a break in the healthcare field, but no one will hire me. Got my licensure. Then I finally got hired for pretty much pennies. So it was $7.50 an hour, and it was tremendously less than what I was getting paid in my previous career track. And I needed to be able to take care of my daughter. How am I going to pay my bills? How am I make sure my daughter has the things that she needs to be okay? Because this isn't anything, And, there's some people that weren't happy with my choice. But I was I have to take this chance to be able to get where I need to get in life. So having my child was where, I was like, you know what can I do to make ends meet? How can I be able to still focus on my aspirations and still take care of my child? And then that's how baking and making cakes came into play. It was like after her third birthday.
What was the first cake or pastry that you sold?
So the first cake or pastry came shortly after my daughter's third birthday cake that I made for her, which was like a Minnie Mouse fondant tiered cake with a fondant figurine. My first cake was a Jordan shoebox cake. So like it was really exciting. Like everybody's like, oh my goodness, is that real money? I was like, no. And then the client was telling me that her partner was trying to take the money and put it in her pocket like it was actual money. And I'm not gonna lie, like I was extremely nervous because I was like, you know what, you asked for this. You said you wanted to have an opportunity to be able to take care of your child and self. Like this is the opportunity. So it was pretty nerve-wracking, but like I said, I was able to just knock it out of the park, and I was really happy about that. So it was a Jordan shoebox cake, and the interior was a mango buttercream with a mango cake. Yeah.
Yum. Did you have any family members or people in your life that you looked up to and that were entrepreneurs or business owners?
So I am actually first. So it didn't hit me until like a couple months ago. So I am actually first gen a female business entrepreneur in my family. So
Wow.
yeah, it's kind of like it still has me in awe at times. I know, like I said, my daddy has a general contracting firm that he has. As far as like business wise, in that realm, like I'm just learning as I go along, and then also to all of the years of experience that I've had working has played a tremendous role in helping me in my entrepreneurial journey. So I do have other like individuals coming up behind me in my family. I see them, starting businesses, and it makes me happy. I'm not going to say I'm responsible for that because I don't know what their personal thing is, but it was like, you know what? I actually, they say do it scared. So like, that's what it was. Like I did it scared to make it happen. So yeah.
Christie, the pandemic forced many people to reevaluate their lives. It's my understanding that it was around this time that you decided to put nursing school on hold and pursue your dream of becoming an entrepreneur / cake artist and full-time baker. Can you tell us a bit more about that?
Yes, I can. So the pandemic, that is just, that's how you can sum that up. So with the pandemic, it was like so many things were happening. So I was already working on an exit plan because the job that I had gotten promoted in, I was extremely unhappy. It became toxic really fast. And it got toxic to a point where it put my livelihood and my well-being in jeopardy, to the point where, like I ended up in a hospital, for 9 days because it triggered my disability I don't like to talk about. So I have multiple sclerosis, but I don't like to highlight that because it does not define who I am as a person. I can move and get around just like everyone else. So it triggered that. And then, I wasn't able to walk for a very long time. And I had occupational therapy, physical therapy. And then, I was like, what can I do? What can I do? And then my partner, I'm sorry, like I said, it really, like, I'm still getting to a point where, like, I'm, like, fully okay with it because what was done was not okay. I'm a human being just like anyone else. And, for me to look up to someone and aspire to be just like them. And, for me to abruptly like drop everything that I'm doing. Cause, beforehand when I was in this career track, everybody's like, oh, you should open a bakery. Here's a baker. I'm like, no, this is what I want. I put it, and the guy was like, here you go. I'm like, no.
In the medical field, you mean?
Yes, in the medical field. I'm like, I want to finish this. I'm like, no. God's like, here you go. I'm like, I don't want it. He's like, here you go. So I was like, as I was in a hospital, I was like, okay, well, maybe he does have a point. So let me go ahead and go with it and see how it can go. Because honestly, I don't even have that many credits left to get my nursing degree. That's why it's so bad, because it's like I have less than 7 credits, I believe. So it's like, they're like, are you serious? Did you really you're at the finish line and you like really dropped everything you have to pursue this? Like, yeah, why not? I wasn't happy, so why not go with my other love and, make it happen? So in August, I went ahead and got my EIN. I was like, I'm putting the fire to my own feet. And I'm like, you know what? You said you want an exit plan, so let's go to make this happen. So in August, I got my EIN, then went ahead to establish my business federally and locally, getting all the groundwork and the foundation set. And then while the situation happened where I ended up in a hospital because of that individual, my partner came up to me with like an email, and he was like, I think that you would be awesome for this. And I was like, yeah. I was like, you know what? I was like, I'm already in the hospital already. Like, like what, what I'm saying? Why not? So while I was in the hospital, I have a bad habit of like not knowing how to relax and rest. I'm always go, go, go. I'm working on that right now. So yeah, I'm like, zip, zip, zip. So I'm working on that part. So like I applied for the EWI program, and then, I just crossed my fingers like, as I got, if it's meant for me, it's meant for me. If it's not, then, I'm going to try again, and, we'll see what happens.
How did you find out about EWI's Entrepreneur Training for Success program?
So I found out about the EWI Entrepreneur for Success program from my partner. So prior to that, we had went to an LEDC mortgage workshop at at the college that I was attending at that time. We gave our email addresses, we got you guys newsletters and things like that.
Yeah.
And then, at the time I was like, but I was like still like scared. So I was like, no, I don't think I'm ready for this. So with everything going on, and then like I said, my partner seeing how talented I am, he got the newsletter. And he's like, babe, I really think that you'd be great for this. And I'm like, okay, well, I'll try. He's like, yeah, you should really try. And I was like, okay, so I'll just go forward and, just go all in. And that's what I did.
Yeah. I'm so glad you did. And when we did the interview, I saw this passionate young woman who, I could see clearly into the future, your success. So I'm so glad that you reached out to us and applied for the program. So Empowered Women International is a program of the Latino Economic Development Center. The mission of the EWI program is to provide entrepreneurship training, mentoring, market access, and support services to help talented and high-potential women monetize their creative or cultural assets, artistic abilities, knowledge, and skills, and become change makers in their families, communities, and the world. We serve immigrant, refugee, low-income, and at-risk women in the greater Washington, D.C. metro area. At EWI, we offer talented and creative women dynamic training programs with professional teachers, mentors, and a supportive peer community where they can achieve their entrepreneurial dreams. Each year, we serve over 750 women with our holistic approach. Christie participated in the Entrepreneur Training for Success course. The ETS, as we call it, course is an intensive 3-month program which goes into business, workforce, life, and leadership skills. ETS strongly emphasizes the fundamentals of micro-entrepreneurship combined with the basics of financial literacy. We offer the ETS program twice during the year, once in the fall and again in the spring. And we generally graduate between 50 and 60 women a year from the ETS program. So essentially, if there's a woman that has a viable business idea, or she has an informal business, or has started her business but has never created a business plan, this is a really great program because it takes you through the steps of creating a business plan. So you'll do the market research, you'll, determine your channels of distribution, who is your target market, develop your mission, your vision, your marketing plan, your financial plan. And along with that, you're going to meet a group of incredible women who, are very like-minded, ambitious, and become part of a great community of women entrepreneurs. So that's just a little bit about the Entrepreneur Training for Success program under the Empowered Women International program at LEDC.
Now, Christie, you graduated from the program in the spring of 2020. Tell us about your experience. What are some things you learned, and how did the program help improve your business idea?
So what I learned from being in the EWI ETS program is that I learned how to, most importantly, come up with a business plan. You have to have a business plan. Like when I had this side hustle and I was coming up with my exit strategy out of my previous career, I was like, yeah, I don't need a business plan. I'm just going to come up with prices and it's going to be fine. No, you need to have a business plan. A business plan is a lifeblood of your business. It helps you stay on track with your goals. And if you need to revise anything, you can always revise and add things to that business plan. And most importantly, when you get to that point when you want to apply for financing, the business plan shows numbers, and it makes dollars make sense, in that point. It helps you really think about what your business is, because before I started this program, I really didn't have like a niche as far as what I was doing. So I was like, I need you to make me this. I'm like, oh yeah, I could do that. I need you to make me this strawberry. I could do that. And I didn't like doing them. I was like, you know what? I could do that. But then I find myself stockpiled with all these additional ingredients that I do not use on a day-to-day basis. So the business plan was like the most important thing. Another thing that I was able to learn in EWI was not only business plan, financing, how to get my finances in order, because your business and your personal finances should be in order. The thought process about how you choose your logo, because like I said, when I started my logo was a little bit it was a little different, say, for me. So it had like a little fairy. I wasn't really like thinking like about like the long term with my logo. So my logo was in process, but it wasn't finished yet. We learned about color psychology, and and how it plays a role in how you want your brand to be viewed by others, and how it will play a role in your consumers potentially that you get for your business. And then, like I said, we had that awesome part where we were paired with our mentors, and we had peer mentors. So we were able to, get those one-on-ones. Additionally, we had those breakout rooms, and then for us to be like the first gen of like the virtual program, I will say, can I just say that we like knocked it out of the park? Like really, really, truly did, because like, like we're the first gen, and like, look at all of the ladies that have graduated from our first gen, virtual program. Like they are really doing it and walking in their purpose. So it's
I know. Your class is on fire.
Yes. It makes me so proud. Like I just want to I want to have like tears in that. Like I'm so proud of all of these ladies. Like we have come from various backgrounds, and we rally behind each other and we support each other. Even if it's just reposting something, we support each other. And that is awesome. I've even made connections with other sisters from other cohorts in, the EWI program that graduated the same year as myself, and they are doing it as well. Like, I'm so proud of all these ladies. Like, pandemic, what? Like, we are really doing it.
I know. We're so happy we were able to create community, because historically, we've been doing our programs, all of our programming in person until the pandemic hit. And so we pivoted completely virtual, and we were a little scared that community component, that sisterhood component was gonna be lost when we did the virtual, but we made it work, and the women are still connecting, which is really, really, really great. And
Yes.
Just you can see the need for community, for especially for
Yes.
women entrepreneurs, because you guys, have are single moms, many have full-time jobs. There's a lot of things that women can relate to each other about that, you can't really talk, you can't really talk to your husband or spouse about it. And just to have a community of other women that are, going through a similar journey,
Yeah.
is really, it's really valuable.
Now, Christy, now is the time to give us your elevator pitch. Tell us more about Sweet Intuition.
Okay, so Sweet Intuition. We are based in the DMV area. My bakery is located in the Frederick, Maryland region. So what we do is we take remix classic global and tropical flavors and we remix it the Sweet Intuition way, which is normally the tropical way. So we have we take classics and then we remix them, like strawberry shortcake. Like, okay, it's cool, but why not strawberry mango shortcake, So
That sounds delicious.
yes, and that is one of our best sellers as well too. So we do have like other classic flavors, but we are specializing strongly in like shining light on tropical and global flavors. Not only are we a bakery, we have other ventures as well too. So Sweet Intuition, we seek to become a conglomerate in our industry. So not only do we specialize in those remix global and tropical flavors that I was just talking about, we also have recently dropped an apparel line. We have a candle line coming out next month, which will be inspired by my flavors. So if you want to diet or something like that, you can't have any cake, that's fine. Just buy a candle. You can
I don't know if that's gonna work. I think it'll make me run out and go and like order a cake from you. I don't think.
I mean, I'm like I said, I'm a candle fanatic, so I love candles. And for me, I'm like, why not just have, who wouldn't like their home to smell like, strawberry mango shortcake or
Oh my gosh, I
lavender
cannot
lemonade?
wait.
Like, I'm like, who wouldn't want that? So, we have those things. And then we have our sprinkle line that will be relaunched again. And then I do have some edible glitter and edible luster dust that are FDA compliant that will be released in the latter part of the year. So we have a lot of things going on, but so we have things in queue and on schedule. I'm mastering one at a time, not just mastering just everything all at one time, because that's how you easily get overwhelmed.
Yeah.
So definitely not doing that. But that is what Sweet Intuition is. We pride ourselves on community and, just giving back, and also to building relationships locally. So I have grown and built some relationships locally with other local businesses. And also too, what I was talking about, in the EWI program, the ETS program, is building relationships with the farmers. So I do support the local agriculture here. So, like I said, we work with those partners because I feel strongly if I'm making money, the revenue should always keep flowing within the DMV. So if I'm making the money too, why not? Just like how I want somebody to support my small business, why am I not supporting somebody else's small business if it's possible to do so? So I just like to make sure I'm doing that.
Keep the money in the community.
Yes. I really think that's important.
So in April 2020, you held the grand opening of Sweet Intuition's operation out of a commercial kitchen space in Frederick, Maryland.
Yes.
Before then, you were a cottage business. So congratulations on taking the next step.
Thank you.
What was that process like?
With the process. That process was overwhelming. Sometimes I let my fear get the best of me because I could have probably had that grand opening a lot sooner, but there was so many things that were obstacles that try to throw themselves in my way before I got there. So the process to cottage business to a licensed business, was an interesting one. So, I did my research
Mm-hmm.
of, different commercial kitchens because I did previously, even though I was a cottage business, I worked in commercial kitchens, but I wasn't licensed. So I'm still being
Okay.
categorized as a cottage business. So I looked around, I was like, where do I want where are our roots going to be? Like, where are we set? Like, what commercial kitchen has like the best benefit for my business model?
Mm-hmm.
And what I did was I made calls around in the region where I live. And a lot of people were busy. They had a lot of closures because of the pandemic as well too. So I was aware of that. And I called around and I was able to get in contact with an individual locally. They own a couple of businesses in Frederick. And I was able to meet with them and do a walkthrough. They gave me an application to fill out. So I filled that application out, put my deposit
Mm-hmm.
down for that space. And then after that, it was up to me to go to the health department to go ahead and arrange the inspection and to provide all of the necessary information for me to become licensed. So the
Yeah.
process could have happened a little sooner, but I had quite a few family emergencies during this pandemic, which delayed
Mm-hmm.
the process. So
Mm.
and then the fear, 'cause I was like, oh my goodness, what if they reject me? And I'm like, I have the paperwork and everything. I was like, what if they reject me? And I'm like, you know what? We're not
I
listening
know.
to you, fear. So I told myself and I told God, I was like, if I do not do this right now, then take this all away from me. I don't deserve to have this. So I'm going to do
Mm.
this. So I walked myself, made myself in the snow. Cause look, the snows here are really different from, further in the metropolitan area. So whereas
Yeah, from
everybody,
DC, we get like half an inch a year.
yeah, so like we're literally getting snowed in over here. So it's a little different.
Mm-hmm.
So I walked myself there in the snow and I dropped everything in the mailbox. And then after that, I had to make sure that I had also too with the application for the commercial kitchen, you have to have commercial insurance that covers what you do for your
Mm-hmm.
business. It has to be a
Okay.
certain amount. It has to have certain coverages. If you have employees, then you have to have workers' compensation on that as well too. So I had to make sure I secured that as well. But like I said, I dropped the application in at the health department. And then I just waited, and then I waited, and then I waited. I was like, oh my gosh, they're going to reject me. I'm like, fear, be quiet, be quiet. And
Yes.
then,
Put that fear in the back seat.
exactly. And then from that point, like, I was like, you know what, let me continue. So I went and opened up
Mm-hmm.
my business checking accounts because I had other accounts I was operating my business out of, but it wasn't like a business checking account. So I opened up my business checking accounts. And then I continued to work on my business credit. And while all that was going on, then I finally got a call back and then we arranged for the inspection. And then the inspection happened and they did the walkthrough. Also, too, I had to turn in a HACCP plan for my business and how I would be like eliminating contaminations and things like that.
Mm.
So that was work in itself. I was like, is this good enough? And I'm like, be quiet, fear. This is great. This is great. I'm gonna make it detailed. So I turned
Yeah.
that HACCP in and then we did the walkthrough of the space. I was interviewed more about my business and how I was going to, abide by the HACCP that was created and I asked a whole bunch of questions. Meanwhile, my heart's like, boom, 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 boom. As I'm asking. And then finally I'm just waiting and then, told me congratulations, gave me the paper because I had passed the inspection. And then
Mm-hmm.
they let me know like when I would be on the when to look out for my license. And
Yeah.
after I left out of there, like I had like the ugliest cry. The cry was so ugly. Like it was such an
Oh.
ugly cry. I was like, oh my gosh, like everything that I've been trying to do is happening right now. And I was just crying. And
Yeah.
then I went home and did, a toast with my partner, my sister, and my daughter. She had a little juice box, so we get the juice box toast. Like we can't leave you out. You had the little juice box,
Oh.
and
Yeah, she's part of it too.
yeah, she is. Like her having her and being a single mom and trying to still, work full time and run a business or run a side hustle and go to school, like, and raising her has pushed me tremendously. I've always been driven, but it has made me even more driven than I've already been naturally driven already, because she looks up to me. I'm her role model. Like, a lot of people need to realize, whether you like it or not, you are your child's first role model. Yep. I'm her role model. She looks up to me. Everything that I'm doing, she's probably going to possibly follow what I do as well too. Like, I've even inspired her. She was watching me the other day. She told me she wants to have her own slime business. So she came with a logo. She's going to be on Etsy like in the next couple of months. And she's
oh my God.
She's really been like, she's like, I have pictures of her. She'll be mad at me, but I don't care. Like, I snuck a little picture. She had her leg crossed. She has her booklet out and she's just writing the formulas and she's writing what she needs for her business. And I'm just like, wow.
Personally, what I really like about Sweet Intuition is that you actually draw inspiration from your cultural upbringing to develop your recipes. How important has that been to you?
For me, it is everything, because when I was younger, I hate to admit it, but like I said, when I was younger, I was teased for my accent because I'm from the islands. I was teased by that. It wasn't until I was a senior in high school that I was like, you know what? I'm happy. Like, I love my culture when I'm with my family. Why do I care about what these people think? Why do I want to feel like I have to blend in with them? Like, I'm proud of my lineage and who I am. I'm proud of what makes me me. That is my blood. That is my home. That is my culture. So now as an adult, it's important because it's like we have all of these awesome flavor profiles that we eat on a regular day basis, in my culture, and people are not privy to it here. So I am on a mission to enhance everyone's flavor profile here. Like, they have so many awesome things, like soursop is so good. Like, some people, it tastes like a pineapple, mango, strawberry. I'm like, okay, if you say so. Because, that's not what I'm like. Everyone has a different interpretation of things. Like, we have guava, we have tamarind, you have mango, which a lot of people are already used to, And it's like, for me, it's like, I feel like it's important. Like, America is a melting pot. And this is I feel like this is my contribution to, to this DMV area, because I don't see enough of that. Yeah. So it made me want to go this route. Because like I said, I do see some people have mango, or they do have some passion fruit and stuff like that, but they're not really locked into those flavor profiles. They're not able to yield certain results because they're not aware of what it is actually utilized for. These are things that I grew up with. These are things that I have become familiar with. So I know how to utilize these things, like my white chocolate passion fruit or my strawberry passion fruit passion. So like those things like that. And I want to normalize unique foods, like normalize enjoying unique food.
Because it's normal for the people that live in the United States that, come from the West Indies, right? I mean, they eat these fruits, these flavor profiles, as you said, on a daily basis. So it's normal.
Yeah, it's normal. Like, even in a Latino community, because like I said, I have my Latino friends. Like, we eat the same things, we enjoy the same things. And we're like, okay. And then some new things I've tried for them too. So I'm like, okay. And then I have tried giving them some new things to try. But these things are prevalent in our culture.
Yeah, we were eating beans and rice way before Chipotle ever came around. That was a daily, thing in my household, beans and rice. So
yes, those 25-pound bags of rice and everything. Yeah. Everybody's getting. I'm like, what are these little tiny little bags?
In the corner of the kitchen.
Yes, and everybody's with these little miniature. Oh, what is this? Like, no, that's a miniature bag of rice. No.
So you recently you spoke about this a little bit earlier, but you recently released a merch line for your business, and this merch line is for other bakers. Tell us about that.
Okay, so this merch line that I had recently launched is on my other Instagram page. It's called Sweet Intuition World. So that is what I call my
Mm.
members. I'm like, hey, Sweet Intuition Worlders. Because, like I said, my members are from people from all over.
Yeah.
So it's called Sweet Intuition World. And the merch line is for chef bakers and just for fashion. So if you're a baker, I have a shirt for you. If you're a pastry chef, I have like apparel for you. If you are
Mm.
a chef, I have apparel for you. If you're a hobby
Mm.
baker, I have apparel for you. If you want to, like remix some of the apparel and, wear it outside for fashion, I have
Mhm.
that for you as well too. Because for me, what led me to launch my apparel was that I wanted to like wear things, as a baker and it not be wonky or cheesy. Like I was like,
Mhm.
cause I was looking for something. I was like, okay, I'm gonna find some. Then it was like it had like a fat pancake on it and a knife. I'm like, where am I gonna wear this? Like, where am I gonna wear this? And it was like $35. I was like, where am I gonna wear
Mhm.
this in the house? Like, I want to be able to like, wear some, nice apparel outside, like,
Mhm.
so that's what led me to create my apparel. So a lot of the things that I've created on my own. So I've went to different apps and I designed them. And they're
Very
pretty
cool.
cool. So and then I have like this really I even have travel bags. Like I have this really dope travel bag
Mhm.
that I'm going to be re-releasing that one of my good friends is like, "Girl, I love this. This is so awesome." I'm like, "Yes, I know." So like it's just enjoy if you're a pastry enthusiast or you just want to do something different and be fashionable, or
Mhm.
hey, maybe you don't want to wear that chef coat that day, we have something for you. Like we have something for
Yeah,
you, and it's
that's
not cheap and it's
awesome.
not
Yeah, that's great.
cheesy. It's not cheesy. I can't It's not cheesy.
Christy, you should
That's the best
join us
part.
this year for the holiday market in
Yes.
December.
Oh, I would love to do that.
Come
That would be
and
awesome.
sell your merch at the holiday market.
That would be awesome. And like I said, you can find my merch on my website at the shop,
Mhm.
on the shop tab. So I have my own store open there. And then I would love to come down to the holiday market and, sell my merch there.
Yeah.
That would be
We would love to
fun.
have you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, Christy, when you joined the ETS program, you were running your business from your home.
Mm-hmm.
Now you operate out of a commercial kitchen in Frederick, Maryland.
Mm-hmm.
What lessons have you learned that you think would be valuable to entrepreneurs who are in the process of or thinking of renting a commercial kitchen?
Sit down and really be real with yourself. Plan the logistics out for that. Do your market research. Look for a program that would help support your aspirations, like the EWI ETS program. That would be one. That would be a first step to doing that.
A
After,
must.
yes, exactly. That you have to do that. Then after that, go back through your business plan. Continue to evaluate your goals, revise as many times as you need to, and start be logistically smart and logically minded about how you start your business. So
Mhm.
for myself, the first thing I could have done was, I could have secured a loan and just opened up a space, but it's still a pandemic. I've seen a lot going around me. I've seen people are still losing their livelihoods in their businesses right
Mm.
now.
Yeah.
So like look at the area. And I'm not saying that it's not for you to not go big, but sometimes it's always good to start smart. And then once things start picking up, it's nothing wrong with going big after that point. So
Yeah.
put your ego aside, be transparent, check your business plan, and then also too for entrepreneurs like myself that are seeking to have their own bakeries and things like that. If you're going to get a commercial kitchen, check the cleanliness of that commercial kitchen. Check what their ratings are or if they have any health code violations.
Mhm.
Check to see if you can if they can help you get your business licensed if you're seeking to become a licensed business, because all commercial kitchens are not created the same. So certain
Mhm.
commercial kitchens, they will be there, you know, you exchange money for time there to create your works, and then you leave. Then they have other ones that will assist you in the process to obtaining your business license. Okay. Check your hourly rates. Make sure you read the contracts before you sign them. Because sometimes some of us are so happy to just be in business, they don't read the contracts, and then you end up putting yourself in a situation that you now wish you could get yourself out of, you know? So check your contracts. Check the culture of that commercial kitchen if possible, if you have other tenants inside those commercial kitchens as well too, because that will play a tremendous role in the success of your business as well too, because whether we want to believe it or not, other people's energy or how they choose to operate things can affect your business. And you don't want anything that's going to affect your business to harm your business. Take the time to like establish like your business, get your finances together, get your credit together. Put yourself in situations where you can assist others where you can, or, you know, foster a relationship with local businesses. Like get in there and get your arms dirty. Like get in there and like, because community is everything. Because when it's all said and done, the community support is going to determine if your business thrives or does not thrive. You can have all of the out of town support you want to, but the community support is going to determine if you succeed or you do not succeed. Being genuine and transparent is important. And please, please, please do not be egotistical. Like that is the last thing that's needed. Like everyone is out here trying to have a living. Do not be any of those things. And also
there's enough for everyone.
There is. Like I'm all the day, I'm community over competition. I'm collaboration over competition. And that is why I feel like my business model thrives the way that it does, because no matter whatever I go through, I'm always showing love and sharing light to other people. I've been through so much adversity in my life, so much. Like I shouldn't even be where I'm at right now. Like now I'm thinking about like I shouldn't be here at this point right now, but I'm making it happen. And like, I just hope and I seek to inspire other people. Like, so that is my purpose as I'm moving through life. And as I keep elevating, I'm seeking to inspire other people. Yeah. So to all those entrepreneurs out there, I'm hoping that you take something from this podcast and that I inspire you guys. And also, too, make sure you open up a business checking account. Keep your business account separate from your personal. That is so important.
Yes. That's something that we say quite often in the program, because a lot of entrepreneurs, when they were trying to apply for aid during the pandemic, were having issues with applying for aid because of the fact that they had one of the reasons, it wasn't all of the reasons, but one of the reasons was because they had their personal and their business money in the same pot. So you definitely do have to separate it. Thank you for mentioning that.
Okay.
Yeah. Definitely.
That is so important.
That was great advice.
It is super important that you have to keep it organized, because at a moment's notice, like when you need to apply for something, you need to have your financial documents in order, all of your licenses, permits. Keep them in one place so that they're there when you need to utilize them.
Yes.
It's
Absolutely important. Just like that lady, oh my goodness, she would probably be so mad at me. Tope, yeah. So like I said,
she's our financial educator. Yeah, she's one of our financial educators.
Yeah, like Tope, you know, like if you have to code your stuff in numbers, like just do what you have to do, like, because we're all trying to win out here. Like we don't want you to get yourself caught up. Your business is thriving, and then you're trying to move to the next level, and you can't because everything is in your personal account. And then you disqualified yourself.
Yeah.
Well, Christie, thank you so much for sharing all that valuable advice. I'm sure there's someone out there who's listening who will find it very, very useful.
Yeah.
Yeah. And congratulations on all you've accomplished. And thank you for joining us and sharing your story.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
I can't wait to see the next step for you, for Sweet Intuitions. I can just see such a bright future for you and your family.
And if you're interested in trying some of the delicious desserts Sweet Intuition has to offer, visit their website, sweetintuitions.com. Until next time, everyone.